Hello everyone. It's been a while since I made a mental health check video. It'll probably be a short one because somebody might walk in at any minute, I'm still alive. But yeah, I had just finished writing. I'm not going to say what I've been writing, but I just finished writing from downstairs. Like the ideas just flowed in my head. I knew it wasn't going to turn out right. I knew it wasn't going to turn out perfect because I'm the type of person who wants to get things perfect immediately. Not because she's a perfectionist, but because I don't want to have to do the shit more than once. That was always my problem. I'm the type of person I like to get it right the first time because I don't like doing shit more than once. So, that's what stopped me a lot in my life actually. That's what stopped me from a lot of my progress. Because I wanted it to be good first time so I didn't have to do the shit over again because it was too much work for me. But anyway, I'd just been writing downstairs, and what normally happens when I'm bored or when I'm anxious is that feelings accumulate inside of me, and sometimes, because my thoughts become so loud and my thoughts become so vocal, before I get to that stage where I talk out loud to myself, there's this period where my thoughts are literally screaming in my head, especially when I'm surrounded by a lot of noise, or I have a lot of imaginations going off in my head. It's like, I think it's called the dissociative episode. This is going to be one of those videos where I'm not going to say for sure whether it's dissociative or not, because I know it's not real and I know what's happening, but it's like your mind gets lost. You know how you're reading a book, right? I'm going to use this book as an example. It's not mine, but I'm going to use this as an example, right? Say you're reading a book, right? And it's like, when you get so immersed in the book and the book emotionally involves you, it's like you get lost in it. And it's like you forget where you are. That's what happens to me when my emotions are fired off, or when my imagination in this case is fired off. I go into a dissociative episode where I sort of start to think out loud and I don't realize what I'm doing. And I've had that all my life, like I said. People used to think it was a schizophrenic episode, or they used to think I was just crazy, or they used to think this, that, and the third. But no, it was just a dissociative episode, and I knew full well that it wasn't real. It was just that my emotions or my imaginations were firing off on all cylinders. So I had an episode of that today, and I had a shower today. And it was one of those moments where, the shower was running and I was cleaning myself, and I honestly could not tell whether I was shouting or not, or whether I was speaking or not, because the thoughts in my head were so loud. It's like when they get that loud, it's like you can't hear yourself anymore. It's like you can't hear what's going on. So where that is concerned, it's very difficult to keep those dissociative episodes under control, even when you do know what's going on and you're in full cognizance of what's going on. But that's one of the downsides of having borderline personality disorder. The upside is that you've got all this rich creativity and this rich imagination to work with, and then the downside of it is that if you stay stuck indoors for too long, or you do something for too long, or you imagine something a little bit too richly, it can start to take over your emotions, and you find yourself struggling to control your physical impulses. And being here, there is a lot of people here, and I can handle the fact if they think that I'm talking to myself while I'm doing my life. That I can handle. But what I can't handle is when those dissociative episodes take a hold of me, and I end up speaking out aloud in a way that is actually coming from my head, and therefore is going to be disjointed and repetitive, and it's going to be talking about ideas that aren't quite finished, or talking about feelings that I really shouldn't have, or talking about ideas that might be somebody else's. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's one thing for me to talk on my live and to have people think that I'm going nuts. I can handle that. But it's just like, when I have dissociative episodes out of boredom or anxiety, or because my emotions are too big to contain, that's when it becomes a problem. And that's often what's stopped me from succeeding. It's what's driven, no, my perfectionism is what stopped me from succeeding. My dissociative episodes and not being able to make sense of them is what usually drove me away from other people and drove me away from, you know, understanding myself, even because I'd get frustrated with myself. And you know it's that I don't always have these episodes when I'm, when I'm traumatized or what have you. Sometimes I just have it when I'm bored or anxious, and that just makes it worse. It'd be one thing if I was only having it, when I had childhood traumas to unpack. And by the way, those are improving. The childhood traumas, those are improving, even though I'm still being tortured. My relationship with my childhood and my relationship with everything is just, it's changing, and it's changing for the better. So it's like I don't have that so much to deal with anymore. And then on top of that, it's like, a lot of things have been improving psychologically. So it's like, yeah, the only thing that's really holding me back is boredom, anxiety, and wanting to get things perfect the first time around. I wanted to get things right the first time around. There's a skill to getting things right the first time without letting it hold you back, and I'm still trying to figure that out. But with regards to the dissociative episodes, I just got here. I've only been here for 2 weeks. And what I don't want to happen is my dissociative episodes to start causing problems for me. Because I know I'm going to have perps. I know I'm going to be stalked. Yeah, that's fine. But I'm trying to make sure I get settled in an environment that I actually want to be in. And if I'm going to be doing that, I have to try to find some way to keep my mental health under control. Now, luckily, this is a very strict environment. So if anybody starts any fights or anybody starts any ruckus, they get their ass tossed out. It's not the same as Cricklewood. It's not the same as Chatsworth Road. You start any shit, you're out. So I don't have anything to worry about on that score, right? So, I don't have anything to worry about on that score, but it's just I'm afraid that my mental health will alienate me from everybody, even though we've got people here that clearly have problems. I'm worried that my own brand of mental illness will drive everybody away, and I'm not trying to drive people away right now. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to build a proper life for myself. And I can't do that if, it's one thing for gang stalking to still be happening and for me to be isolated because they're doing it. But it's another thing entirely for me to be isolating myself because I can't control my illness and I haven't got a grip on it. So that's what I'm trying to do. And that's what sometimes I struggle to do. That's why I do these mental health checks, is to sort of get a lid on my mental malaise and get a lid on everything that's going on with me. And I think another thing that I think helped was me packing everything up and moving across the country. Not across the country, but you hear what I'm saying. But I think me doing what I did, I think it partially helped me. Did it way too early, but I think I did it at the right time. I really did it at the right time, and I feel like, it was for the right reason too. I'm going to be honest with you guys, right? Things were bad at Cricklewood. Okay? They were bad, I can't lie to you. They were bad at Cricklewood, but it's nothing that I haven't been through before. I've been locked up in a psychiatric ward for people telling lies on me. I've been in fights in London. I have done all that stuff. And I've had people trying to frame me multiple times. I've been tortured. I've been sexually assaulted. I've been fucking assaulted physically even. Like, there is nothing new under the sun. If I hadn't left Cricklewood, there would have been nothing new under the sun. Trust and believe. So if it was really a case of me getting revenge, or, I've said it before and I'll say it a million times, I'm sure, because I like to repeat myself. But I didn't leave here because I couldn't handle the pain anymore. if it really was a case of me not, that's the weapons again. If it really was a case of me not wanting to make a life for myself or not wanting to be a success, if it was really a case of me running away from something, I probably would have stayed. If it was me like really being unhappy and, you know, I probably would have stayed in it longer than I should have done. But it was because I was tired of living like that. I was tired of, you know, just being unhappy all the time. Like, I wanted my life to change. I wanted my life to mean something. So I left. I didn't leave to escape unhappiness. I left to run towards my happiness, which is a different thing altogether. I'm sorry. The weapons are being fired on my throat as I'm talking. They do that a lot. They do that every time I sing or every time I do something different. Hang on. 1 second. Intermission. Oh, that's good diabetes. Okay. So, yeah. So EMFs are being fired on my throat at the moment as I'm talking. They always do that shit, but it's okay. So basically, the point of this video was to talk about me dissociating and what happens when I can't control my thoughts, and I desperately need someone to talk to about it. But I have no real close friends. Like, no, I shouldn't say that shit. I have at least 2 close friends in real life. And a whole gaggle of other friends, like, both in real life and online. So, no, guys, I'm not about to do this pity party thing and kind of disrespect all the support you've been giving me. There's no way I'm about to do that. So, no, let's reframe it. I have friends, but it's like the kind of stuff that I actually want to talk about. Like, a lot of my friends are scared to talk about, and it's, yeah. But, you know, you take the rough with the smooth, innit? If you're out of balance in one area, then the people in your life will balance you out in the other aspect. That's the way life works. You know, and gang stalkers, you know, the gang stalkers do, you know, provide that balance in their own way as well. I mean, maybe the reason why they've brought all these pieces of shit into my life is because I've been too good a person, because I've been too ethical, because I've been too this, that, and the third. I mean, really think about it logically. The universe provides its own balance. If I'm surrounded by selfish vampires, or I was surrounded by selfish vampires, then it meant that I was giving too much emotionally. It meant I didn't have strong enough boundaries, and it means I didn't have enough respect for myself. So I ended up in situations where people were just draining the life force from me. And when it came to dissociative episodes, I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to take care of my own self. You know? But, yeah, I've meandered a lot in this video. It was supposed to be straightforward, but I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. So, yeah. I just wanted to get a grip on these dissociative episodes that I have. It feels so good to talk about it, though. It really does. Like, it feels good to demystify everything that's going on with me. Yeah. And once your self is demystified, you have a strong foundation to maintain your well-being. But yeah, when I dissociate, you know, when I have too many noises around me and stuff, yeah, it gets tricky. It gets tricky, you know, but I have to learn to retain it. And the second thing is that I do is I'm honest with everyone. I say, look, I've got mental health issues. This is what happens to me. Yeah, I think that's someone from next door. So yeah, I'm honest about my mental health issues, and I'm honest about what I go through, and that's what helps me cope. But anyway, I don't think I got everything I needed to say in this video, but I don't really care. I just wanted to get it out. But I'm glad, because like today I did a solid few hours of writing, and I don't know how it's going to turn out, but let's see. I mean, couldn't hurt to try. Take care. Bye.